Good morning, my fellow yogic travelers. I'm mighty glad to be alive today, and I hope that you are too as we continue to live, laugh, love, learn, linger. Live the life we love. Don't forget to loaf and cleanse, hydrate, exfoliate, moisturize, tone, and use your serum. All right, Brother Lustig, my story for Thursday. Once there was a discharged soldier after the war ended, and having done his service 25 years, he was let go, and all they gave him was a half a loaf of bread and four kreutzes, or pieces of gold in his monetary system. So off he went. And then St. Peter, disguised as a beggar, came to him three different times and said, "You got anything to eat?" And so, out of the goodness of his heart, Lustig gave him a little bit of bread, a little bit of one kreuzer. He did it three times till all he had left was his own one kreuzer and a quarter of the bread. So he went to a tavern before it completely got used and ate it up himself. Then he went back on the road, and St. Peter appeared to him again, but this time as a discharged soldier. He said, "Come on, let's go begging together. I have some experience of the healing arts. Maybe I can make some money that way." So Lustig said, "All right." So off they went. And they came to a peasant's house where the woman was really, really sick. And the man said, "I'll give you anything if you could make my wife well." Well, Peter said, we'll, "We'll take nothing, but we'll heal your wife." And he chanted some special mantra and put a salve over her, and she was fantastic. And they said, "Well, we'll give you something." And St. Peter says, "We refuse." Lustig, he could tell, wanted something, so he gave him a lamb to carry. And so he carried the lamb, and after a while, it was like heavy to carry. He said, "Come on, let's cook the lamb and be done with it." So St. Peter said, "Fine, I'll go get some herbs. You start cooking." So that's what they did. He boiled it, he cut it up. And St. Peter said, "No, listen, wait until I come back till we eat the lamb." He said, "Oh, sure, no problem." In the meanwhile, Lustig couldn't resist the great aroma. Looked fantastic. So he ate the lamb's heart and then put the cover back on. No one was the wiser. Then St. Peter came back and said, "Okay, come on, let's eat it. I want the lamb's heart." And Lustig said, "There's no lamb's heart." He said, "What do you mean there's no lamb's heart?" "No, lambs don't have a heart." St. Peter said, "What do you mean? Every animal has a heart." "No, no, not the lamb." St. Peter said, "All right, fine. I don't want any then." So that's the way it went. Anyway, as they're walking, they came to a river, and St. Peter was still a little mad. They tried to scam him with the heart. So the water only came up to St. Peter's knees. But when Lustig went in, it went from his knees to his chest, to his throat, to his mouth. He said, "Help me, help me." He says, "Who ate the lamb's heart?" "I didn't." "Come on, who ate the lamb's heart?" "Nobody, nobody. It wasn't me." So St. Peter said, "All right, I'll let you go this time." So he helped them out. He didn't drown. Off they went. And now they came to a castle, and they heard that the person was sick unto death. St. Peter said, "Listen, I know how to heal the person. Don't worry. So leave me in a room with a dead person, a bowl of water." And that's what they did. And so behind closed doors, St. Peter hacked the body apart, threw all the limbs in the water, boiled the flesh off, then took the bones and rearranged it, chanted his mantra, and all of a sudden flesh came back and the girl came back to life. Well, the king was so happy to see this, he gave them bags of gold, even though St. Peter refused, but he could tell Lustig wanted it. So they took it and off they went. Then St. Peter said, "Listen, we got to divide the gold." So they divided it into three piles. St. Peter said, "One pile's for me, one pile's for you, and one pile's for the person who ate the heart." And Lustig may say, "Oh, I ate the heart. I'll take the third pile." St. Peter said, "No, you see, I knew it was you. Well, I don't know. I can't stay with you anymore because you're just too untrustworthy. So off you go." So that's what happened. And they split ways. And then Lustig came upon a castle where also someone had died. He said, "Oh, I know what to do." So he tells him, "I can raise the dead. Just leave me in the room with some boiling water and I'll deal with it." So that's what he did. He hacked the body apart, put the limbs in, boiled off the flesh, tried to rearrange the bones, but he had no idea what he was doing. So, of course, he couldn't raise the person. He said, "Oh my God, I'm in trouble now." Just then, St. Peter poked his head through the window. He says, "What are you doing, you godless man? Get out of the way." So he put the bones in the right order. He chanted the mantra. The person came back to life. They were so thrilled in the kingdom. They wanted to give him a lot of gold. And St. Peter said, "I refuse to take any money," but they could see that Lustig wanted it. So they gave him in his knapsack. And St. Peter said, "Listen, I have to part ways with you. You're not a companion for me to hang out with. I know you're going to spend all your gold really quickly, so I'm going to give you my parting gift. This is a magic knapsack. Anytime you wish anything to be in it, it'll go right in. So off they went. Lustig said, let me see if this is really true. He passed by a tavern, sat down. He noticed there were two geese cooking on the stove, and so he went outside and said, geese in the pack. And of course, they went in the pack. He said, wow, it works. I can put anything in the pack that I want. Fabulous. Anyway, he wandered on, and then he came to a castle that was deserted in this big town. He was wondering, why is nobody there? And the local innkeeper said, well, it's haunted. And so anybody who's tried to go in there, they never come out. He says, oh, I like this. Give me some food and wine. I'll go in there. I'll stay overnight. It'll be no problem. It's your funeral. So they gave him food and wine. He went in there and settled down. But at midnight, 9 demons came out, circling him menacingly. He says, don't you start with me. But they did. He did the best he could as a veteran, but 9 demons, it's tough to take on. And just as they were getting the better of him, he thought, oh, the knapsack. Demons in the knapsack. And all 9 demons went in the knapsack. He closed it up, slept nicely overnight. They were thrilled, gave him a big reward the next day, and off he went. And then he went to a blacksmith and he said, smash what's in this knapsack. And so he smashed all the demons. And then when he opened up, only 8 were there. 1 had escaped. So off he went. And then he realized, I'm kind of getting old. This wandering life is not for me. So he went to a holy man. And he said, what do you think I should do now for the rest of my life? This is very simple. There are 2 paths. This one is easy, pleasant, but leads you down to hell. This one is tough and difficult, but it'll take you to heaven. Choice is yours. So who would want to go on the tough and the difficult one? So he went down the easy, soft one, right to hell, knocked on the door. Who is it? Me. I want to get in. But who answered the door? The one demon that got away. And when he saw it was Lustig, he turned to the head demon and said, don't let this guy in. He'll put us all in a knapsack and then beat us to death. So he turned back to Lustig and says, you can't stay here. Get away. Unbelievable. So he had to go on the difficult road, tough road, and up he went to heaven. He knocked on the door, and of course, who opens the door? St. Peter says, what are you doing here? Well, I'm trying to get into heaven. He says, you're not going to get to heaven. Your life, you're going to go to hell. He says, I went to hell, and they threw me out. He says, well, you can't get to heaven either. I'm sorry. He says, well, so Lustig says, well, then take your old knapsack. I don't want it anymore. So St. Peter took the knapsack, and the moment he took the knapsack, Lustig said, into the knapsack. And so he ended up going into heaven, and that way, once he was in, he couldn't be thrown out. Peter had to let him stay. And that's the story of Brother Lustig. Wow, a lot of symbolism in that one, right? Unpack it and enjoy your day.